Hello everyone, this is Fantasy-esque and welcome back to Vampire Clan in ClanGen, the Warrior Cats clan generator game. When we left off in the previous episode, we had some claiming kittens and cat fights in camp because our youngsters are a little bit too excitable, especially the younger of the two, Dusty Kit, who keeps going to places within camp, maybe within the ruins, like deep inside, the tunnels, the deep dark tunnels. Where the whispers happen, for example, and the kittens are not supposed to go there because they can easily get lost and fall into parts of the underground that maybe have collapsed and such. It's a terrifying place, okay? So yeah, Dusty Kit didn't like being told what to do by Pumpkin Tail, who was trying to look out for the youngsters, and Dusty Kit and Pumpkin Tail almost got into a bloody fight. Other clan members had to jump in to stop them, break these two vampires apart, and then I think Grandmaster Shivering Star was busy trying to figure out how the hell they can get his kitten under control. And we did send the cats out on patrol where Shivering Star decided that everyone would focus on camp maintenance, and it was Lightpaw's final moon as an apprentice, and he basically told Lightpaw, okay, we're going to focus on how to make the kitten dens weatherproof so hopefully Dusty Kit can stay inside. So we had kind of fun things happening despite the fact that there was a war going on. It is now Leaf Bear, it is Moon 9, and things have definitely taken a dark turn since then. So let's go ahead and have a look at what exactly has gone down. Okay guys, Vampire Clan has no deputy. Or I should say, has no master. Vampire Clan doesn't have enough prey for the next moon, which means we are going to be focusing on hunting. Vampire Clan's surprise attacks on Gossamer Clan have been increasing significantly lately. Grandmaster Shivering Star calls the clan to a meeting and declares Lightpaw to be a warrior. She is now called Light Song and is celebrated for her affection. So guys, initially when I read this, I wanted to go ahead and change Light Song's name to something that is going to be a bit more unique to her. But I didn't. And the reason for that, we will see as we continue scrolling. A brutal battle against Gossamer Clan leaves Quiet Flight injured. Hazel Pelt travels to Day Clan to resolve some recent hunting disputes. Okay, so maybe one of the hunting clans and our vampires are sharing a bit of maybe land, territory, maybe there's a spot between the two borders where they are relying on the hunts happening there. The prey items they find. Okay, so here it is guys. Gossamer Clan attempted to break into the camp. Songkit and Honeybloom, Master Honeybloom, are left cold on the ground in the aftermath. The past moon, Songkit and Master Honeybloom have taken their place in Star Clan. Vampire Clan mourns their loss, and their clanmates will miss where they had been in their lives. Moments of their lives are shared in stories around the circle of mourners as those that were closest to them take them to their final resting place. So that is what has gone down. We have actually lost Songkit and her mother, Master Honeybloom, and that is the reason why I decided to keep Lightsong's name as that, because I thought that would be a good way for the clan and the vampires to remember that once upon a time there was actually a Songkit who was actually very quiet. And she left fairly quietly too. And I feel so sad because Songkit out of the two was definitely my favorite. She looked like she had a black eye, which was very, very unique and definitely made an impression on me. So that does break my heart quite a bit. So if you look at the cat list, we no longer have Honeybloom and we no longer have Songkit. It's so heartbreaking. It is so heartbreaking. Like I said, because of this war, it feels like oftentimes we take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. So are we really progressing or not? Sometimes even 2 steps back, like in this case. So, it's so unfortunate. Let's go check out the Medicine Cat Den. Pumpkin Tail was given Poppy as treatment for sprain. Rosemary was used for Songkit's body, Rosemary was used for Master Honeybloom's body, and Burnleaf could not find any herbs this moon. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the relationships. I don't know if we're going to get an indication of how they spent their time before they passed off, because I'm not sure whether they passed away at the beginning of the moon or whether it was afterwards. I guess we'll see, but let's check out the relationships. Blue Jay and Lightpaw giggle over something silly. Burnleaf thinks Dusty Kit isn't very considerate of others. Burnleaf wishes he looked more like Quiet Flight. Twilight Fade is jealous that Pumpkintail got to go to the last gathering. Now, the gathering in this situation, maybe I'm interpreting as the vampires every moon kind of sneaking out to make a round of all the vampire clans and to see like what's happening, the vampire hunting clans, to see what's happening between the hunting clans. Or it could even be the fact that the hunting clans themselves, they attend a gathering between the three of them, and maybe our vampires know what spot it is they gather at, so we kind of sneak there once every moon and we spy basically on the vampire hunting clans to try and see what kind of plans they have. And that might be why, for example, in the last moon our clan was expecting an attack from the vampire hunters, because maybe our clan, and that's the responsibility of the Grandmaster, right? Maybe the Grandmaster and a few of the cats, they actually went to the gathering spot for the vampire hunters and they listened in on their meetings, and they overheard that there was an attack planned. So I think that's what's happening over here. Maybe Twilight Fade wants to go sneak off with the Grandmaster to eavesdrop on these hunter gatherings, but Pumpkintail got to go instead. Twilight Fade helps Quiet Flight figure out how to word something. Grandmaster Shivering Star asks Quiet Flight about something complicated and is amazed at how quickly Quiet Flight understands. And you know how in the timeline for the major events, obviously Songkit and Master Honeybloom passed away after Light Song was named. I kind of think that because Songkit was Shivering Star's favorite child, maybe he was very attached to the name Song and he really liked the name Song, so he decided, in honor of his younger daughter, who maybe he hoped would become a princess when she got older, maybe he went ahead and named Light Song, that particular name. Could have been his aspirations for his favorite daughter, which will no longer come true. Grandmaster Shivering Star, Twilight Fade, and Quiet Flight took a sun bath and had a little small talk. Twilight Fade says he hopes Grandmaster Shivering Star has a nice day. Light Song and Twilight Fade spend the morning telling interesting stories. So at this point in time, they have had the Nightstalker, the Mistwalker ceremony. So Light Song is now Mistwalker. Did we take a look at Light Song? I don't know if we did. I don't know. Should we? I feel like we should take a break over here real quick. Go visit with Light Song, because she has become a Mistwalker in her own right, and we should take a look at her. So here we have Light Song, who looks very, very pretty over here. She's got that little bit of white on her tail, the tip of her tail, and then a bit on her chest, a bit on her nose, but that's pretty much it. She doesn't have any more white spots, which is kind of intriguing, but she looks absolutely lovely. She is charismatic and a good kid sitter. So let's go ahead and see how she was influenced by her mentors. She was mentored by Hazel Pelt and Twilight Fade. Hazel Pelt influenced her to be more likely to think things through. Twilight Fade influenced her to be more likely to behave erratically and refrain from socializing. Hazel Pelt helped to become better at caring for kittens. When she graduated, she was honored for her affection. Okay, so I'm thinking, since Hazel Pelt is an adventurous cat, maybe under Hazel Pelt's influence, he kind of taught her that if you are open to exploration and putting yourself into new situations, you're going to come across a lot of unexpected things. So before you make decisions and choices, you should really think things through. Try not to be too hasty lest you fall into danger. So that's definitely, I think what Hazel Pelt would have been trying to impart on her. Or impart to her. And with Twilight Fade, who is the complete opposite of Hazel Pelt being a grumpy cat, I think Light Song maybe observed Twilight Fade being really erratic at certain things, maybe snapping at some of the other cats, getting annoyed very easily, you know, only getting along with select few cats, and perhaps there's a sense of entitlement that comes with that, you know, this is the way her mentor's always been, so it's okay for me to be like that too. So who knows, maybe that's something that Lightsong has picked up on, that it is okay for me to be cranky and snappy at times because nobody really used to say anything to Twilight Fade. In fact, Twilight Fade had a few cats, you know, have a crush on him despite the way he used to treat them. So I can see how that's something Lightsong would learn, that I am entitled to behave that way and nobody's really going to say anything to me. And also refraining from socializing. Now, Lightsong has obviously, she's charismatic. And also, I should say that she is going to have the title of the Light Princess, which I need to update. But yes, she's a charismatic cat, but maybe she's going to be a little bit of an entitled cat who doesn't like a snobbish cat almost, who only socializes with a select few, just like her mentor did. And then Hazel Peltz, of course, helped her become better at caring for kittens, and I think at this time especially, the clan really knows that kittens are the future, and the kittens are so, so very precious and important, and everything you need to do is to preserve their lives. And in fact, her becoming a kit sitter, I think, really goes into the final patrol she had, where we were trying to teach her about how to weatherproof dens, and I think Grandmaster Shivering Star asked her a question like, what's more important, the nursery or the warrior protecting the nursery? And the answer was the nursery. That's the whole reason the warrior is protecting it, right? So I do like this for her. But okay, that is Lightsong. And it's intriguing that we have a few charismatic cats. I'm pretty sure Blue Jay, Quiet Flight, and Lightsong are all charismatic cats, which is very fascinating. But it's funny, very funny how Twilight Fade is grumpy and yet all his apprentices turn out charismatic. Like, what are you doing, Twilight Fade? Maybe it's like everyone who has a crush on you, your apprentices, or your fledglings, sorry, they see and they learn. But okay, what I wanted to do was come over here and I wanted to grab this. Because Lightsong is going to have this. Let's do that. So she was the only fledgling in her batch and graduated as the Light Princess. And this is so sad, but Dusty Kit is going to be the only fledgling in her batch as well. Yes, she had a sister, but a sister never made it into actual, you know, apprenticehood, into adolescence. So Dusty Kit is going to be the only fledgling in her batch. If she survives this war, because apparently these vampire hunters don't have a problem with killing our kittens. Okay, let's continue with events. Let's resume. Let's see. Twilight Fade says he hopes Grandmaster Shivering Star has a nice day. Lightsong and Twilight Fade spend the morning telling interesting stories. I think I might have already read this. Lightsong, Quiet Flight, and Hazel Pell took a sunbath and had a little small talk. Master Honeybloom. Okay, so they passed away at the end of the relationship events, because Honeybloom is over here. So Master Honeybloom overhears Pumpkintail humming a comforting tune. Master Honeybloom wishes that a clanmate liked her as much as they like Blue Jay. Pumpkintail watches Quiet Flight wind up for a sneeze, but it never happens. Pumpkintail hears a nice story about Blue Jay. Quiet Flight tells Pumpkintail she'll save her a piece of fresh kill. Hazel Peltz asks Dusty Kit if there's something in his teeth. Hazel Peltz can't help but feel uneased at Songkit's words lately. Oh my goodness, Songkit, who was always shy, preferred staying in the nest, not really going outside. I wonder if Songkit, for the first time, despite her shyness and her usual quietness, was maybe singing a song. And maybe she was singing a song which was hinting at the death that is going to come, maybe the cost of the war. And as a young kitten who maybe didn't realize entirely what she was singing, could have been, in simple words, could have been something you almost don't think about as much, or something you don't pay too much attention to, because it sounds like a bit of a nursery rhyme. But maybe Hazel Pelt was actually, as a whisper, these are the kind of things, the whispers he listens to. but maybe he actually was paying attention to the little words she was putting together. Maybe she was mumbling a little bit as she was singing, almost humming. And the other cats, they thought it was very sweet and very cute, but they didn't pay attention to what exactly it was that Songkit was singing. Hazelpelt, however, maybe listened in on the lyrics of her little song, and maybe those lyrics were hinting at death and how death was going to come with the snows, with Leaf Bear, right? And he felt really uneased by that because the lyrics were very, very disturbing. Songkit won't stop copying everything Burnleaf does, and then she went off to play. Blue Jay brings Dusty Kit the biggest moss ball ever, and then apparently as they were playing, by the looks of it, I think the kittens were in the middle of playing, those cats, the Vampyre Hunters, they tried to break into camp, and I think maybe they thought that the medicine cat den, because if Songkit was with Burnleaf, Burnleaf would have been in the medicine cat den as the Nightstalker. I think the Vampyre Hunters probably were trying to find the nursery, and they mistakenly thought the medicine den was the nursery because Songkit was there, and they probably grabbed Songkit and killed her. And Burnleaf, I imagine, was probably trying to stop them from getting to Songkit, but unfortunately he couldn't. And Honeybloom probably heard her kitten's cries, and I imagine she told Dusty Kit, for once in your life, just stay put inside the nest, inside the nursery, don't go out. And she ran to the medicine den where she could hear Songkit's cries, and when she saw the cold dead body of her kid, she kind of charged at the Vampyre Hunters there, but because there were more Vampyre Hunters, I think the other cats, probably the vampires, were scrambling, trying to bring order back to the camp and figure out what to do. They basically tore Hazelpelt to pieces. Oh my goodness, this is so sad. This is so sad. But okay, that's all we have for the cat list. Let's go ahead. Oh, not cat list. What am I saying? For the events. Let's move on to the cat list, guys. Okay, let's continue with the cat list. First up, we have loyalties. So nothing has actually changed over here. Everyone is a loyalist to Grandmaster Shivering Star except for Hazelpelt, of course. I think Hazelpelt, having heard the very disturbing and unsettling words of Songkit's song, probably doesn't feel as though Shivering Star's leadership is what the clan should be following, because his choices and his leadership is the whole reason why they have all these Vampyre Hunters on their backs, and the whole reason why, one of our kids and Honeybloom are dead. I think Hazelpelt strongly feels that way. So in the inner circle, things are a little bit unstable, still largely stable. I wouldn't call it an unstable inner circle, but still, someone is questioning the inner circle. And we have obviously had promotions. So now Burnleaf is our new master, so we shall refer to him as Master Burnleaf. Hazelpelt has been promoted to Nightstalker, so now he is going to be responsible for the health of the vampires, and I suppose as the new Nightstalker as well, there's this feeling of responsibility he has, and how many lives can he save if Shivering Star's choices are putting those lives in constant danger. There's only so many times that luck is going to be on their side as healers, right? And then Twilight Fade has entered the inner circle as a Whisper, which does mean that he's not going to be able to take on any more fledglings in the future, at least for now, because with our Nightstalker and with our Whisper, they don't take on apprentices. They would have to wait until they are a master before they could take on apprentices again. So, okay, that's what we have for loyalties. There was nothing new that I noticed across any of the relationships, but I think we should go to Twilight Fade and try and see if Burnleaf and Pumpkintail will listen to the whispers today. Okay, so Burnleaf, Pumpkintail, given everything that's just happened, despite the fact that Twilight Fade is grumpy, let's see if you guys will listen to the whispers. Okay, so platonic like, respect, comfort, trust has increased, dislike has decreased. I suppose it makes sense that they cannot focus on the romance between the two of them, because They have just had an attack happened. They've had 2 deaths in the clan. Nobody's really feeling romantic. Nobody's really feeling like putting that out of their mind and, moving on from it. Pumpkintail is shameless, but I don't think she's that shameless. So, yeah, I think she's killing it on herself, not really kind of in the mood, appreciating, I think, Burnleaf's companionship, but I think not really in the mood for any of that. I feel like Twilight Fade wouldn't really have been in the mood to encourage any sort of romance either. As the Whisper, he has a responsibility for helping the growth of the clan, especially when they've just lost 2 cats. But I don't imagine he's the type of cat that likes sitting in. In any other situation, this would have been very funny to me, because we know that Burnleaf and Pumpkintail, they're both rivals for Twilight Fade's affection, and Twilight Fade is interested in neither, and now he has to whisper between the 2 of them. This situation, would have been very, very funny, but in this context, we've just had 2 deaths. I don't think any of the cats find this situation any bit hilarious. And Burnleaf, of course, I think he would be concerned about Pumpkintail, wanting to check up on her to make sure she's okay, and that everyone is uniting together to give each other the support and, the emotional strength they need to get through this. Okay, now that we have wrapped that up, let's go ahead and see what everyone is doing for the day. Grandmaster Shivering Star slips out of camp to visit Sunkit's grave. Master Burnleaf, is checking up on the warriors, the Mistwalkers, who have to be on tip-top shape in case there is yet another attack back-to-back. Because the Gosma clan hunters, they've already tried breaking into camp once. Beforehand, they might not have known the exact layout of the ruins, but now that they've tried, they might have some inkling as to where, certain things are. So they'll probably need to be in top shape, maybe set up some more barricades. Hazelpelt saw some kitty pats playing with colorful moss balls. Twilight Fade is feeling silly. I imagine he feels silly sitting here and whispering to Burnleaf and Pumpkintail when he is the type of cat who doesn't really like basically listening to other cats profess their love and other cats profess romantic feelings. He doesn't like any of that. He's also, a strong fighter and great hunter, so he likes being out there on the field, not really sitting in the camp. Joining the inner circle should be an honor, of course, but I think he finds this whole thing a little bit silly. Pumpkintail prays that Master Honeybloom is safe in Star Clan. Oh, Pumpkintail. Blue Jay is humming a tune she heard near a 2-leg place. Quiet Flight spends time watching fish in the nearby river. Light Song is busying herself with too much work to forget about Master Honeybloom's death. I think having Honeybloom and Songkit die, the moon that Light Song becomes a Mistwalker herself, is probably making her realize the seriousness and the weight of the responsibility she has as a Mistwalker to protect the members of the clan. Because in the last moon, when they went out on patrols, Light Song, I think, was a little bit annoyed that they were talking about camp maintenance. That was the lesson chosen for them. She was trying to distract the Grand Master so that he would kind of shift over to some fighting training and battle training. But he kind of stood his ground, and he decided to focus on the kitten's dens and how to make it weatherproof. And Light Song, only a moon ago was thinking that no, fighting is more exciting. But I think now she's realizing that fighting is not exciting. Fighting is something we do to survive. We don't want to see our clan members die, which is what's going to happen when you do get into these, serious wars and fights. And then Dusty Kid sleeps in Honeybloom's nest tonight. Oh my goodness, this is so sad. Dusty Kid, the really rambunctious young one, who's constantly climbing, has an active imagination, the one that no one could really keep indoors because she was always out and about, running around the camp, investigating things, maybe going, indoors, but to places in the ruins where she wasn't supposed to, dangerous places. This kit, who doesn't like staying anywhere near her nest, is actually voluntarily, stubbornly sleeping in her mother's nest tonight. Probably because she's trying to, I think, hold on to the scent of her mother and the last words that her mother spoke to her, which was, "For once in your life, stay in the nest. Stay in the nest," before she ran out to save Songkit, to no avail. Oh, Dusty Kit! Oh my goodness. This makes me so sad. This is so heartbreaking. Okay guys, well that is all we have for the cat list, so let me cut the recording here and move on to patrols. Okay, so we are resuming with our patrols. We currently have 20 prey, we need 23, so food is also an issue right now, and it is Leaf Bear. We do want to focus on hunting, but first of all, we're going to send our Nightstalker, our new Nightstalker, Hazelpelt, to see what he can go out and find. Okay, as Hazelpelt pads through Vampire Clan territory, he feels a presence join him. I wonder if this is the presence of Honeybloom. Maybe she brought Songkit with her. Proceed. With a respectful nod, Hazelpelt pauses, tucks his paws together neatly, and sits to converse with the Star Clan cat. So Tansy was gathered. Oh my goodness. And now we have Light Song. This is going to be her first patrol as a Mistwalker, with a Blue Jay, Burnleaf, Master Burnleaf, and Grandmaster Shivering Star going out to see if they can find food. Because if they don't, not only are they going to be contending with attacks from the Vampyre Hunters, but hunger, which is going to kill them from the inside, while the Hunters kill them from the outside. Okay, let's send them out. It starts snowing soon after the patrol sets out, trying to bring back something, anything, for the fresh kill pile. Proceed. The prey must be hiding. The patrol catches nothing. As a snowstorm descends and visibility drops, the patrol clumps together and retreats into a tiny mountain cave, their pelts and tails and legs all tightly wrapped into one indistinguishable kitty cat bowl. Okay, so they didn't manage to bring back anything. How much food do we have? Like, how many cats can we feed? We can feed 6 warriors, but we do have 9. So someone's gonna have to take the hit for us not having enough food, as long as it's not the kitten, because kittens can die very quickly without food. Okay guys, well that's what we have so far. It was a very sad episode. It was bittersweet in a lot of ways. I mean, sweet because we did get to see Light Song become a Mistwalker, and you know, we got to see what a beautiful name that she was given. Yeah, like what a beautiful name she was given by the Grandmaster. But then on the other side, it was bitter because the deaths of Songkit and Honeybloom and our clan taking once more like 2 steps back. But okay guys, with that said and done, I'm going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.